Journal Record Associate Publisher Ted Struley joins us now to discuss other stories making news in business today. Ted, it's good to see you again.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Well, we're off to a good start. A fight continues over upgrades at 2 coal-fired power plants in Oklahoma. What's the issue?
Well, the Corporation Commission has already decided this for OG&E. It has to do with adding scrubbers to a coal-fired power plant. But two groups, the Sierra Club, an environmental group, as well as a group of industrial electricity consumers, have appealed that decision to the state Supreme Court. So it's got a little further to go before that one's going to get decided.
Well, we understand some economists are worried about the exodus of millennials from Oklahoma. What are their concerns?
Yeah, this was a panel of economists that were talking about this, and their concern is over some of those crazy bills that we see filed every year in the state legislature that are really there kind of to make a political point more so than any hope of them becoming law. But their suggestion was that that becomes a culture of societal exclusion, and the millennials in particular are likely to reject that and go looking for friendlier territory.
All right. A battle is brewing regarding bank overdraft fees. What's the story there?
Well, a recent study came out that bolstered efforts by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to put some regulations on the overdraft fees. Both national banks and community banks are allowed to charge. Banks here in Oklahoma told us they think with the change in the presidential administration that those regulations are much less likely to come into play.
Development at Oklahoma City's historic Gold Dome has hit a snag. It seems it always is. What's the latest?
As well, Natural Grocers has been considering putting a grocery store in that building for some time. They had gone as far as filing for a building permit. That turned out to be overly optimistic. As they got into the project, they discovered it just wasn't feasible for a grocery store. Natural Grocers is still looking for another location nearby, and Gold Dome is looking for a different tenant.
And I understand people can start heading to Tishomingo because they're getting a new entertainment venue?
Well, they are. It's a bar that Blake Shelton is doing along with the folks who own the Grand Ole Opry and Ryman Auditorium in Nashville. It'll be called Old Red Tishomingo. Its sister bar will be Old Red Nashville, so we'll be looking for those soon from Blake Shelton.
And we've covered a lot, but what are you working on for next week?
There was a bill that Senator Smalley filed this week that would remove the religious exemption that allows some parents to skip having their child immunized. We're going to take an in-depth look at that early in the week.
All right, Ted Struley with the Journal Record, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Susan. My pleasure.